Next, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing Mr. Purvis, a man that is a major reason why we are here today. He was our steadfast vice chair last year and was the original founder and organizer of the Schedulers and Dispatchers Committee from which Aviation Saves came to life. He joined CABA in 2008 and has been an exceptional leader, organizer, and friend ever since. Ladies and gentlemen, your CABA chairman for the 2010-2011 session, Mr. David Purvis.
Thanks, Ivor. And thank you all for joining us. What a fantastic turnout we've got today. I'd like to take a second and just turn the attention back to Ivor to thank him for refounding the organization in 2007 and putting his heart and soul into what CABA has become. So if we could just give Ivor a hand for what he's accomplished. That's the last time I'll do it, I promise. So, well, I have the pleasure of talking about what we're going to do moving forward. And pardon me for not having a script in front of me. I am more of a person that wings it. So what's on the horizon? Well, we have some legislative action that we need to keep fighting and taking to the forefront. Specifically, we have Amendments 60 and 61, and I won't bore you with the gory details of those, but they are very important and very much affect the airport community and the ways in which airports handle property taxes as well as funding and sources of funding. So we need to be keen and aware of what Amendments 60 and 61 on this year's ballot are going to do and how they're going to impact our industry. We also need to garner legislative participation in the GA caucus. This is an awesome opportunity for us to get our senators and representatives on board with this program and supporting general aviation. Through educational outreach programs, we've started up a scholarship program, which we intend on being fully implemented by the end of this year, supporting those folks that are in the aviation colleges here in Colorado in the hopes that they can be participants in the business and general aviation industry. So many these days are on an airline career path. We want them to know that there's a tremendous opportunity in business and general aviation, and there's a tremendous career path available to them if they so choose. And it's broadening those horizons for those folks and making them aware of what we do in this industry and how they can participate and how they can become a part of this industry, that we can continue to foster that stewardship that Ivor mentioned and is very evident in what CABA is doing into the youth and those that are up and coming into this industry, and that's tremendously important to us. So we want to also foster that through intern and job placement programs. And we're hoping to work with our membership this year so that those members that have the ability to hire interns and bring folks out of those schools and into the business and general aviation community can do so. So we're really looking forward to those opportunities and what they present. Regional groups, now that we are the Colorado Aviation Business Association, it's important for us to maintain our local touch, and we want to make sure that we continue to do so. We've not forgotten our roots here at Centennial, and we have no intention of doing so moving forward. And we're going to start a Centennial Airport regional group, much the same as we've started one at Rocky Mountain Metro. We've started one in northern Colorado. We've started one in southern Colorado. And we very soon will be starting one for the Western Slope and the Rocky Mountain region, in the hopes that we can bring those members together so that they can facilitate their own local groups, their meetings, their networking opportunities, and continue to foster the good relationships on airport in their local communities while having the resources of a statewide association. Much the same as what MBAA has done for their regional groups, we intend on doing for our much smaller regional member groups. So we're using that as a model because it's been so successful. Networking is obviously an opportunity for all of us to branch out, to meet more people, to know what other people are doing in the industry. We want to foster that and continue those events throughout the year. This is a great testament to that. I think everybody's had the opportunity to spend some time talking maybe with folks they haven't seen in years or folks they saw yesterday. And that's a great opportunity for all of us, and we want to continue that. Community education, I think, is really the core of what this event is. There's a lot of folks in here that I recognize and that I know are in the industry, and there's a lot of folks in here that are not, and this may be their first eye-opening experience when it comes to business and general aviation. The static display that's going to be going on very shortly and for the remainder of the day is our opportunity to bring the public out and show them what we do and how we do it. And that is just a message that we all have to carry forward every day of our lives, because the more people know, or the more people that do know what we do in general and business aviation, the more they're going to understand it, the more they're going to respect it, and the less the naysayers are going to be able to put stories in newspapers or on the news to our detriment. And we want to continue those efforts. And then lastly, continuing education for industry stakeholders is an opportunity for us to educate ourselves. We've got a awesome lineup of speakers today, and we hope that every single one is going to bring something to you that is new and exciting and something for you to take home as having learned. So that continuing education is something that we all need to continue and be proud of. So what is aviation saves? It's kind of a open-ended question, isn't it? We left the ... there because we felt it was very hard to put negative connotation behind that. It'd be difficult to put a negative behind aviation saves. But it's really easy to put positives behind it. Things like saving lives, aeromedical transportation. Every day in the United States, there's over 1,500 aeromedical operations. That's a lot of people being saved by general and business aviation. Healthcare outreach programs are another great example. You're going to see some examples of that over in the static display, but there are rural communities that, first of all, wouldn't have the access if it wasn't for business and general aviation and the airports that are available to them, but also wouldn't have doctors flying into those airports and providing clinics, providing healthcare that wouldn't normally be available to people in that rural area without the use of a business and general aviation aircraft and airport to gain access and allow those doctors to go in and do those clinics. There's several operators here on airport that fly 3 and 4 and even 5 missions a day with 4 and 5 doctors on board to go out and run these clinics. Very underappreciated aspect of what we do in business and general aviation. How about businesses? I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about this because I certainly don't want to take anything away from the presenters that are following me. But businesses obviously using business use of aircraft as a cost-effective and efficient way of moving their staff around. We'll hear some figures later on in regards to that. And then again, the regional access and mobility that's provided by these aircraft. The economies, well, aviation saves economies by supporting businesses through those airports and aircraft. Much the same as doctors are able to reach those rural communities, so are businesses. So is that economic engine that is the United States. We can reach those smaller communities and those more far-reaching areas because they have access. And we're not going through hub cities and spending days and days and days traveling. We're getting in, we're doing our business, we're bringing money to those communities, and we're getting on our way and continuing the business. The overall economic impact for business and general aviation in the state of Colorado is $1.9 billion. That's a lot of money. And that's right here in Colorado. Business and general aviation. That's a number we should all be proud of here in Colorado, and I think we are. So aviation saving jobs is another big one. 22,000 or just over 22,000. I was a little aggressive with my number, the 30,000, so don't quote me on that. But 22,000 jobs supported by business and general aviation here in the state of Colorado. Another big number. A lot of people. A lot of people rely on this industry to provide them jobs. And businesses utilizing aviation to grow and remain successful and remain vital pieces of the economic engine in Colorado are utilizing business aircraft to remain competitive and retain that competitive edge in their businesses. So this is our message. This is what we want to carry forward. Aviation has a positive impact in many ways, many ways. So that's what today is all about celebrating.